It's not right. You're trying to build an account and we get this bullshit on the account. Great. But
So follow a simp account.
okay. Okay, but here's the thing, because those people, this is networking. This is
we
easy
actually
networking.
follow
You got
simp account.
It was a business decision.
It's a business. It's a business. You have to follow these people. This is like following. If you want a stan account, you got to follow the other stans. And
I know, but like,
when you get big, you get rid of them. You get rid of them after that. It's over with.
I open up our Instagram and the first thing I see is pro wrestling simp, and I'm like, what is this?
I don't look at that. I don't
was
look
a
at that
business
stuff.
decision.
It's a business decision because that guy promotes us, and then when we don't need him anymore, we toss him aside. That's what happens.
Yeah, well, Libri got go fucking slap it on a t-shirt and continue to use the move forehead.
Pretty.
This guy just say fucking forehead.
What?
This guy say forehead.
You
Yes, I did.
You think I fucking wouldn't catch that? You think nobody on this program would catch that? But I did. For weird.
You almost didn't.
For weird.
Let's be honest, you almost didn't.
Weird champ. Weird champ. This is what we resort to here.
All right, next up.
Unbelievable. Five head.
Next
Poggers.
up, we have.
Why people happy? Pogu. Weird champ. For weird. Forehead.
Oh god.
Franker faces.
Oh.
Wowie. Why people sad. What else?
Look at how red my face is.
What else we got?
This one. It's Sunday, guys. You know what that means. It is time for your second dose of the Pro Wrestling Injection. Right here on the Pro Wrestling Injection YouTube and Twitch. Right now, we are doing the pre-show for AEW Revolution. We are, of course, doing what we always do. We predict the full card. Then we do a breakdown on who can lead out as the champion for predictions tonight. Mike is our reigning and defending champ. Surprisingly, I think he or did he lose it?
No, I still got it.
Okay. All right, so Christian, I'm gonna kick it to you because I gotta do the tags on YouTube. If you want to lead us in.
All right. So tonight we got AEW Revolution. Looks like a very strong card. And very excited for a lot of matches on this show. Obviously, the big main event has been confirmed to be Sting's retirement match, his final match. So this night's gonna be all about Sting and his farewell. But but just getting into the card here, starting off with the 0 Hour, because that's gonna be kicking off extremely soon. We have the Bang Bang Scissor Gang versus Jay Lethal, Jeff Jarrett, Willie Mack, Satnam Singh, and Private Party in a 12-man tag. This is just a standard 12-man tag. There's nothing really, no story here. So just Bang Bang Scissor Gang since they've been like an actual act instead of the other guys. So that shouldn't be even a discussion. Next up on the 0 Hour, we only have I think we only have two, unless they announce something last minute, which sometimes they do. But we have a tag team women's tag match between the TBS champion Julia Hart and Sky Blue, and Chris Statlander and Willow Nightingale. Julia Hart's just coming off injury, so that's why she hasn't been wrestling as of late. But yeah, she's cleared now. They've been doing this story for a while now for this tag match. I'm gonna go with Willow and Statlander here, and I think Willow pins. Well, I think Sky could get pinned, but I think Julia might get pinned just to set up a title match, a TBS title match between Willow and Julia, because Chris Statlander already had hers, and I could see them using that as Stokely trying to divide Statlander and Willow by her having a title match and trying to favor trying to tell Chris Allen that Willow's in it for herself and not just the benefit of the group.
I can I can see Julia and Sky Blue going over on this one. I can see Stokely trying to do more cheating tactics and Willow kind of blocking it again, even though after the promo on Collision saying how she's gonna kick their asses, you know, if you make a Willow curse, shit's about to happen. But but I think though Stokely's gonna try to help cheat and Willow's gonna block it out again. So which then causing them to lose. So I can see Julia and Sky Blue winning this one.
That could happen. That can very well happen. Mike.
Yeah, I'll go with Julia and Sky Blue just because.
All right, I gotta write this down again.
That concludes the pre-show, the 0 hour, and that brings us to the main card. Very strong main card, and what we got here is just starting off just in order here. We have the All-Star 8-man scramble between Chris Jericho, Powerhouse Hobbs, Lance Archer, Wardlow, Dante Martin, Hook, Magnus, and Brian Cage. Magnus is a guy from CMLL. He got into this match by defeating Matt Sydal on Rampage. Looked good. So I'm very excited to see what him and Dante could do in there. But yeah, it's cool to have a CMLL presence on there since they've been partnering, the heavy partnership as of late. But yeah.
Christian, who'd you have again for the 0 hour? I'm just writing it down again. Sorry.
Bang Bang Scissor Gang and Willow and Stat.
I forgot to do that one. I'm gonna see Bang Bang Scissor Gang winning that one.
Yeah.
All right, that's unanimous.
Yep. But anyway, last night we had another great Wardlow promo on Collision.
Yes.
Him and Jericho went at it, and Jericho was attacked by Hobbs here. I think you can eliminate Archer, Dante, Hook, Brian Cage, and Magnus. I don't think any of them are winning. I think it's between Hobbs, Jericho, and Wardlow, the men in that segment. However, I think it might be the obvious pick, but I'm gonna go with Wardlow here. They've been pushing him heavy. Adam Cole in the beginning said he wanted to have Wardlow challenge for the world title, then hand it back to him. And he has history with Samoa Joe already. They had a feud. Wardlow beat him for the TNT title. So there's a ready-made feud for Samoa Joe. If Wardlow wins this match, because whoever wins this match gets a shot at the world title in the future. And I think, I mean, we'll talk about the world championship match later, but I think it would be good. Maybe see whether the next pay-per-view is most likely Double or Nothing, unless they add one. But I think that would be a good
one in April.
Okay, so if they add one, whatever that is, they could, with the Wardlow Samoa Joe program, could be a buffer until they get to Double or Nothing, or yeah, until they get to Double or Nothing, and then they put the belt on Swerve. I think that's where I see it, but I'm gonna go with Wardlow on this one.
I'm gonna go with Wardlow as well. I see him going over. I don't see this changing at all.
I was heavily debating Hobbs, but I think I'm gonna go with Wardlow too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because like when I think right now you have to get Wardlow back his momentum, and I think this would be a good thing to do. This would it helps get back the momentum that he needs, and going from there would be great. So
yeah,
so unanimous on that one?
Yeah.
All right. Christian,
All right,
what's
next up, we have a grudge match between FTR and Jon Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli of the Blackpool Combat Club. They had a great match, great time limit draw a couple weeks ago on Dynamite. And there's not going to be any type of commercial restriction or TV restriction for this match. And I mean, it was great then, and I mean, obviously this is the big one, so they could blow out all the stuff they wanted to do in that match here. So I'm very excited for this. I don't really know. I don't think this is finished per se. Even after this, I could see them doing maybe because this because then they would have a time limit draw, then whoever wins, and then do another match like a reverse type of thing. But we'll see. But I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with FTR here. I think because they are. I could see it good. This is one of the harder ones to call for me. They almost beat them. They were like seconds away from beating them in the first match. I think they could do it here again and get them even more set to challenge the Young Bucks. But I could also see Moxley and Claudio challenging the Young Bucks. However, there's a little X factor in this that a lot of people aren't thinking about. Is that in April, the Windy City Riot show, the New Japan Strong show, it's going to be Jon Moxley versus Tetsuya Naito. And after the booking of Nick Nemeth and Matt Riddle, I could very well see Gato putting the IWGP Heavyweight Championship on Moxley, and that might take him out of tag stuff for a while. So I'm going to go with FTR. But it literally could go either way.
Yeah, I'm going to go with FTR as well. I think... I still think there's one more match left in this. And I think the last match for this blow-off should be... And it's like, it seems to be a pattern. It should be like some type of street fight, backstage brawl type thing. I think that would be great for them. Cash has been showing a lot of heart lately with this. So, I'm just going to say FTR for the win on this one. Mike,
Do you guys know what the rankings are offhand?
No, they didn't post them.
Yeah, no, they haven't updated them yet, I don't think.
Shocker, because that was probably going to be the make or break point with my decision. But putting me on the spot, I think I'll go FTR because I feel like they need to get back in the title scene. But the problem with that is I mean, we'll get back to this, but I think having them get a title shot just to lose right away isn't the greatest thing. I don't know what they have planned, but let's just make it a clean sweep of FTR to keep it short.
Okay.
All right. Next up, we have the match I am most excited for on this show. We have the Don Callis family match between Will Ospreay and Konosuke Takeshita. This match
is gonna feed families, bro.
Yeah, yep. This is Will Ospreay's first official match in AEW as an active talent on the roster. It's not his first AEW match, as we all know, but there is no better opponent you could have given this man for his first official match in the company. Yes, the story's kind of wacky and weird, and they're both in the same feud, but they could have said they were feuding over a fucking who has the nicer curtains on their bathroom fucking window. I don't give a fuck. They gave us Ospreay versus Takeshita on the show. This match is going to be a match of the year contender, and they have full length to go. They could go however long. This is not on TV. This is going to be a unbelievable match. I mean, you have Ospreay, who's arguably the greatest wrestler in the world right now. Takeshita, who's one of the most underutilized and underappreciated wrestlers. And one of the best wrestlers in the world, in my opinion, and a guy that can work with him without any type of complication, because Ospreay has been working in New Japan for the last 10 years, and Takeshita is an unbelievable talent that can work with anybody.
Yeah.
But I don't know if this is just going to be a friendly match and then they're all going to hug and join the Don Callis family together. I don't know if Don's gonna fuck over somebody here, but I see for him to fuck over Ospreay, I don't think that would really make sense for him because Ospreay is the best. And he only ditched Kenny when he didn't need him anymore. However, the only thing I could see happening here is that the Don Callis family has Takeshita and Hobbs, and Kyle Fletcher. However, I could see them doing a thing where they get pissed at each other. You have Takeshita and Hobbs, and then you have Ospreay, and then Fletcher, because obviously Kyle Fletcher is one of Ospreay's best friends. He lived in his house during the pandemic. They were in the United Empire together. I could see a third member of the Don Callis family being added, and then Mark Davis comes back of Aussie Open, because obviously then it would reform the core of the United Empire. And I mean, those two guys owe their careers to Ospreay. So if they're gonna pick somebody, it's probably gonna be him. But I
Mhm.
could see that if it goes sideways. But right now, obviously, it's his first match. I'm going with Will Ospreay for the win, and I generally cannot wait for this.
So like I 100% agree. I think something like I mentioned this earlier when if you look at the Don Callis family photo that they use at the painting, which is a remake of The Last Supper. And I think I pointed out because if you look at who is essentially Judas in that photo, I believe I said it was Takeshita. So that's keep that in mind. Can't be a mistake. Can't be. It's something that you can always like. Even though AEW did not have a hand in making that photo, it was commissioned by I believe Don Callis and AEW from that one artist on Twitter who's been making all the Don Callis family like artwork and everything like that. And like I said, keep that in mind. He like Takeshita is the Judas in that photo. He that's who he's portraying. So I don't see anything happening tonight, but maybe down the line Takeshita does get fed up and he's no longer that top prodigy that he was being used as for Don Callis, and now Ospreay has that spot. That's just my prediction, but I do think Ospreay is going to go over here. It's his first like match as a signed talent. And Mike, when you give your prediction, this is going to now be a little bit of an extra points. This is 2 extra points going into it. What's going to follow it? So Mike, give your prediction, then we'll do our follow up.
Yeah, this was probably top 3 hardest match to call on the card for me. Because there is some layers to this. We did see when Ospreay was, on his actual All Elite debut, the Don Callis family comes out, and Ospreay's kind of given the side eye to all of them. He seemed somewhat cool with Hobbs, but him and Takeshita, him and Don, he was given the major side eye to. So that could factor in a way. Hobbs could possibly factor into this match. But if I'm Tony Khan, the first match between them, I'm just letting them go at it straight up, let them have a match of the year contender. And I'm going to say Ospreay, but I wouldn't be surprised if Takeshita goes over, to further push the agenda of he's basically the best in the world killer.
All right. Now, for this is extra points, it's going to lead into the next set of predictions. What follows this?
The scramble.
You think the scramble's going to follow this?
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
Think the scramble or Brian and Eddie?
I was just thinking that too, because that's going to be a completely different style of match.
Mm-hmm. I think the scramble, though. I think you open the show with FTR and the BCC, and then I think you follow that with the scramble.
Let me see the card. I want to pull up. I want to do a sleeper option. I think Garcia and Cage follow this.
Maybe.
That's my prediction.
Maybe.
So,
Mike.
Okay, so who has what for following Will and Takeshita? Christian, you have All Star.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with All Star too.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Christian Cage and Garcia. I think
I also wouldn't be surprised if it's. I wouldn't be surprised if it is Kingston and Danielson though.
All right. Next
up,
prediction.
Next up we have this is the full run of the rest of the matches on the show are championship matches. We have starting it, which we don't know the order, but starting off here we have the TNT Championship between Daniel Garcia and Christian Cage. To me, this is the hardest match on the card to call because I could see it going either way. Christian has been on a great run with this TNT title. It felt like he's never lost it, but you got to remember at World's End, he did lose it for about fucking 20 minutes. Not 20 minutes, like 2 minutes to Adam Copeland. And Adam Copeland's been gone. He got taken out by Christian Cage. And Garcia's been really hot as of late. He's been getting a lot of wins. He came out of the Continental Classic hot. And he's really coming along on Collision. I'm going to go with a bold prediction. I'm going to go with Daniel Garcia to win with interference from Adam Copeland. I think Copeland's gonna come back, cost Christian the title, because the feud between Copeland and Christian does not need the TNT title. It's not a necessity. It's nice, but it's not a necessity. I could see that. And I could also see Copeland when it's all said and done. Copeland and Garcia never got to finish their match because Nick Wayne ran in and the match went to disqualification. So I think eventually we were going to get a TNT title match between Garcia and Adam Copeland. And then Garcia can beat Adam Copeland and he could put him over. I mean, Copeland could put over Daniel Garcia and basically cement him as a real deal champ in the company. So I'm going with Garcia on this one. I think he's going to be crowned tonight, and we'll see.
I hate that we're all agreeing, but I do agree that Garcia is going over tonight.
I don't know. I'm not fully convinced.
Really, you're not?
No,
I'm not either. I'm not either as well. I'm like 51-49 right now.
Well, I think like if Garcia does win tonight, it definitely makes Christian's character a lot more like diabolical. It makes it a lot more sadistic.
Yeah, he already is.
I know, but he's gonna be a whole other level. Also, someone in our comments says Takesha's overrated.
Yeah, good one.
He only has good matches with top workers like Ospreay, Darby, and Hangman.
I have a counterpoint to that. Not every person is going to have a good match with top people because some people suck, and Takeshita doesn't suck.
I have never seen Takeshita have a bad match, ever.
Yeah, there you go.
It hasn't happened.
Takesha would be
Although
in his
second comment,
floor.
yeah, that's his floor, Takeshita.
All right, next up.
Anyway, I think I'm going to go with Christian Cage just to be different.
Yeah, it's fair.
Next up, we have the Continental Crown Championship between Eddie Kingston and Bryan Danielson. This has been a great feud. I mean, this has been far back as the Continental Classic, and these two have been fucking with each other on Collision, running in on each other and stuff, being commentary on their matches. They've been the promos have been great. Bryan doesn't respect Eddie. Eddie doesn't respect Bryan. And after the match, win or lose, Bryan has to shake Eddie's hand. But for me, I'm going with Eddie Kingston to retain. I think he's not going to be giving up that belt anytime soon. Obviously, Bryan, he's fucking doing whatever because this is like last full year as a full-time active guy. So I don't think you want to hold him down with a championship. I don't think he's ever going to win a championship in AEW. But yeah, I'm going to go with Eddie here. And we'll see if this continues. I don't think it will past this because I think Bryan will just do whatever next. But I'm going with Eddie Kingston.
I'm going to be opposite. I'm actually going to go with Bryan on this one. I see your points of like he shouldn't have a title. This is his last year.
Well, I'm not saying he shouldn't. I'm just saying I don't think they'll give it to him.
Yeah.
I think it's more freeform. Like I would love to see Bryan win, but Bryan's one of my favorite wrestlers ever. But we'll see.
I see Bryan going over here, and then because one, like, it's not like Eddie doesn't have any other titles like anything else because he still has his ROH title and still has New Japan Strong title, so it's not going to really hurt him.
Just to clarify, this is just for the Continental Championship, right?
That's what it states here.
Okay.
So I see Bryan going over. This is a nice little fun thing for him to have, and he can maybe do he could bring like an open challenge factor to it. Cause if he's a mainstay on Collision, it could bring some eyes to Collision with having like an open challenge for this title every so often. So that's why I'm saying.
Well,
Bryan.
I don't think they'll do an open challenge. I think they'll just have him wrestle anybody that comes in because they're already doing that with Adam Copeland. And I like when he just wrestled fucking Jun Akiyama. It's like that just got announced. I think that's how Bryan's matches are just gonna be. Like he'll be like, "Yo, can I wrestle fucking Hiroki Goto this week?" Yeah, sure. That's really how it's probably gonna go.
Some of the guys back in our comments saying he's still down the card on this roster. He's below Mox, Okada, Ospreay, Swerve, Darby, Hangman, and Wardlow, etc. That's towards Takeshita. Takeshita and Garcia are more for the future.
They are, but at the same time, you can't be in. Hopefully, this doesn't happen in AEW, but you can't have a New Japan situation where you have like 2 to 3 key departures, and all of a sudden you're looking at yourself in the mirror going, "Oh crap, we didn't develop these guys into big stars as quickly as we should have," and now they're kind of getting bit on the ass a little bit.
You know, you need.
So you gotta have.
And Takeshita,
Yeah.
he's gonna end up. I agree that he's not there yet. He's in the ring, he is, but with presence and what he is in about 5 to 10 years, he's gonna be on the same type of level as Ospreay and Okada and Kenny and Bryan and all them. I can guarantee that. Next up.
Hold on. I didn't go yet. Okay, this is so weird because he choked out, like Danielson choked out Kingston on Dynamite. And that was like, as that was happening, I'm like, Eddie's going over, but then I'm like, then I really couldn't decide because it's just like, Danielson could use a championship because Meltzer did bring up a good point of, yeah, he's putting people over, but at the same time, like, he's never winning. So, and he also just beat Danielson in the Continental Classic. So they could go either way with this, but I'm going to lean Kingston. So, yeah.
All right, so picking up the pace here since we kind of pressed. We have the international championship match between Orange Cassidy and Roderick Strong. This feud's been going on for a little bit now. They've been going at it. They've been running. Roddy absolutely needs to win this match. Orange has had it. He wasn't even supposed to have the title again, and especially for this long. But Roddy, Undisputed Kingdom needs something, and this is.
They're on life support. They need it.
This is part 1. Roddy has to. This is the most clear cut. This is the only person on this card really that has to win this match. Roddy absolutely has to win.
Oh, I agree.
There's no other option. Roddy, they got to put the belt on Roddy. It's gonna be a great showcase for Roddy because people don't fucking understand how great Roddy is. Roddy's one of the most underrated guys there is.
For fans of Roddy, you got to watch his Chris Van Fleet interview. He got the screaming Adam from his son, who just would scream certain words when he's like excited or upset, and then
that's actually
then like he would only scream the one word and then talk normal for the rest of it. So he got it from his kid.
There you go. Hey,
gotta love it.
But anyway, yeah, Roddy's got to win. That's it. That's really all this is.
Oh yeah, that's unanimous. Roddy goes over here because United Kingdom. Because Cole's not United. Undisputed Kingdom. Sorry. Is on life support. They are right now with Cole being like not fully present with it. It's suffering so hard.
What Final Fantasy VII Rebirth does to him, motherfucker. if he's not on, if he doesn't accompany like Roddy to the ring
or Wardlow.
Yeah, that motherfucker's at home playing Final Fantasy. He's just like me, bro. I'm not going to work.
But anyway, or he has his PS5 in the locker room.
Anyway, after this, we have the AEW Women's World Championship between Timeless Toni Storm and Deonna Purrazzo. This could be a show-stealing matchup here. These two are fucking great. These are two of the best women's workers in the world. Both have come from Japan, done a bunch of stuff in their career, and they're at the top of their games right now. I'm very excited for this match. But that being said, I'm going with Timeless Toni Storm to retain. I think this is too early for Deonna to win the title. Deonna Purrazzo will absolutely be the women's world champion, at least by the end of next year, in my opinion. But I think you keep it on Toni right now. Deonna can work her way and do other stuff because she's not going to be pressed for stuff. And obviously, there's going to be a match, a money match soon, which my bold prediction is after this match, Jamie Hayter returns. And I think they'll set up they'll start planting the seed for Wembley, which would be Jamie versus Tony, or a multi-women match with Mercedes in there. Because you got to remember, Mercedes Moné is coming in and fucking throwing a monkey wrench into everything. It's the best women's worker in the world is coming in, and we don't know how that's gonna play out yet, but I think she keeps the title because I think the Jamie versus Tony match is what they're eventually gonna get to.
Oh, I agree. I think Tony goes over, and then this is gonna. I think probably what's gonna happen is Tony's gonna go over. This is gonna have Jamie lead back into her way into the title position, and then maybe Deonna Purrazzo and Mercedes Moné have their own thing.
Maybe because I think Mercedes' first opponent's gonna end up being Serena Deeb.
Oh yeah, that's 100%.
It was teased on Collision last night. Her talking about her being the final boss and all the boss shit. So, they're gonna do Serena and Mercedes. Where that's a good entry feud for her. I mean, Serena could easily lose and not be affected. But yeah, because she's not gonna be in the title picture right away. But we'll see what happens. Everyone gave their predictions for that.
Yeah, that's a unanimous Tony, right?
Okay, yep.
Oh,
And then
yeah, I second everything Christian said.
Yeah. Next up, we have the AEW World Championship match, triple threat, between the challengers Hangman Adam Page, Swerve Strickland, and the champion Samoa Joe. This match I'm very, very excited for this match. There's a lot of story going into this one. This is like a really cool main event. Not a main event, well, co-main event, but it's a really cool matchup. They're very diverse in styles. Each of them, obviously, Swerve and Hangman had one of the best feuds last year.
Mhm.
Joe being in there makes it even better.
Well,
This is Joe's first pay-per-view defense. And my prediction is Samoa Joe to retain. I do not think it is time for Swerve to win the title yet. I think that's double or nothing. You gotta wait. You can't have Joe lose. He's only had it for about 2 months, 2.5 months now. You can't have him lose that quickly. And then what does he do? Obviously, I mentioned the Wardlow stuff earlier because there's already a built-in, ready-made feud for him. And also, they're not main eventing. If you're gonna have Swerve win the title,
that should be a main event.
That's gonna be a main event of a pay-per-view. Plus, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot more story to be told here, between Hangman, Swerve, and Joe to an extent, but mostly Hangman because what I see the finish here is that Hangman is in this match to lose. That's why he's in this match. Hangman is so obsessed with Swerve not getting the championship that he cares about Swerve losing and not being champion more than himself winning. So the finish I've envisioned for weeks for this match is that Hangman is going to be in the coquina clutch. He's going to be looking at Swerve. He's going to smile and he's going to voluntarily tap out while Swerve cannot do anything and he's trying to break it up because he'd rather fucking lose than Swerve win. And he can't because if you saw the promo collision, this guy's fucking eyes are bugging out of his head. He's fucking so incensed.
Something better. You have somehow Swerve gets like tangled up in the ropes, either like the style of his arms being like kind of twisted into the ropes or like handcuffed to the ropes, and then the coquina clutch gets locked in, and like you said, Christian, Hangman's gonna look Swerve directly in the eyes, smile, and either not fight it and pass out or tap out.
I don't think he'll pass out. I think it'd be better if he just tapped out because then it's like, oh, this guy's a fucking asshole.
But like since right now Hangman's starting to become fucking insane. Imagine if he's smiling as he's passing out, knowing that Swerve does not win. And also, someone made this comment on Twitter. Kenny Omega's coming back, and his friends are fucked up.
Kenny ain't coming back for a minute.
I know, but Kenny's gonna come back, and his friends are all fucked up.
Yeah, well, listen, Final Fantasy came out for him too.
You got fucking the Bucks all on a power trip. You got fucking Hangman going like full postal.
Cody Rhodes cannot finish the story.
Not yet.
Kenny's like, fuck this, I'm staying home, and guess what I'm doing? I'm doing what Adam Cole's doing. Playing Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Anyway, next up, we have the main event for the AEW World Tag Team Championships in a tornado tag match. We have
the AEW EVPs, the Young Bucks, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson versus the champions Sting and Darby Allin in Sting's final match
Tornado
of his
tag
career.
team, so anything
in his,
goes.
in his career. Obviously, Sting's gonna jump off the shit. This is Sting's swan song. This is his final match. He asked for the Bucks. He got the Bucks. This is going to be emotional. This is going to be great. Obviously, it's been a big draw for this stadium. It's like damn near a sellout, 16,000 people in Greensboro Coliseum.
But AEW is dead.
But this is all about Sting tonight. This is how he wants his career to end. He's gonna have legends and old friends in attendance. Lex Luger's gonna be there. Kevin Nash wanted to be there, but he can't. But yeah, this is where Sting calls it a career, and what a career that is. We all thought it was over in 2015, and then he came back to have one of the greatest legends vet runs of all time in AEW. In my opinion, Tony Khan's greatest booking achievement and greatest achievement in AEW has been the booking of Sting and Darby Allin, because in my opinion, it's been picture perfect from start to finish. Because we all thought when Sting came in, we all thought, okay, this is just going to be a guy who's here to do cinematic matches. But all of a sudden, this guy's over here at 64 years old, jumping off of fucking balconies and scaffoldings. It's fucking nuts.
Because also, look where we are when he debuted. We were in like the world of matches where cinematic matches were going to be the norm, and then that all changed. But yeah, hey, I'm happy that Sting has had a legendary career from WCW, TNA, WWE, for a cup of coffee, really, for WWE, New Japan, and now AEW. Sting probably is going to go down as one of the greatest professional wrestlers of all time
ever.
And definitely tonight he gets his flowers. But
with that being said, they're
going
with the Young Bucks. He's an old guy. He's an old school guy. He's gonna go out on his back. He's gonna put the younger guys over.
The Young Bucks better super kick him through a table to end the match.
The Young Bucks, the Young Bucks are dead, and Darby's going away too to Clown Mount Everest, so they're not gonna be around anymore.
It's also been Darby did an interview where he said he has some crazy shit planned for this match, along with a crazy entrance.
It's Darby's second main event, so obviously he's gonna do some crazy shit. He did it in the last one in Wrestle Dream with Christian, but
this is gonna write him off for a bit.
This is gonna be the end of Sting and Darby Allin as we know it. It was a fucking fantastic run. It was what a great pairing. And Darby's gonna be. This is gonna be when you think about the career of Darby Allin, 30 years from now. You're gonna think about how influential and how helpful Sting was for him. He's gonna be part of his story for his entire life, and it comes to a close tonight. It's gonna be sad, but obviously they're gonna drop the belts to the Young Bucks here.
Yeah,
and just what a great fucking career for Sting.
It's also been reported that Sting might take up a light backstage role for AEW.
I wouldn't be surprised if he wants to stay in the business. If he wants to stay in the business, a producer, an agent.
Oh, if he's gonna be a producer, it's gonna be great.
He'll have other people jumping off balconies.
Hey Jericho, take a neck bump off this scaffolding real quick. See how that feels.
What the hell is Tony Schiavone interviewing right now?
Kota Ibushi would do that.
I'm trying to see who Shivani's interviewing.
Oh, that's Dave Crockett.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
They're all there for. This was where Jim Crockett Promotions was and all that.
That's right. Dave Crockett was at the Fight Forever show that I was at.
Dave Crockett's been in fucking AEW a bunch of times.
Just to real quick read some of the comments. The guy who's been talking about Takesha mentioned about the Div, told everybody that she's the final boss and Mercedes is going to beat her straight away, ? Yeah, it's you can't have Banks lose.
Who?
Oh, I'm so used to it. It's Freudian slips. It's like having Mercedes lose her first night is kind of dumb, to do in a way.
She would not lose at all. She's not losing fucking. She's not losing for
Also,
a long time.
I kind of like losing to Deebs would not be fun in her first.
She's not
about-
losing. Why is this even a conversation right now?
I don't know. All right,
Not
guys. We will catch you all for the post show. It's a unanimous. Bucks are winning that match. Don't have to go through everyone's picks. Reminder that the person that follows Will Ospreay and Takeshita gets awarded either between 2 or 3 points, depending on how predictions go throughout the night. That will determine it. It'll be 3 points or 2 points. But all right, guys, thank you all for watching. We will catch you after Revolution tonight. And yeah, goodbye.
Later.